Lego hot dog on a keychain. Hot dog. So I got crafty. I got some white spray paint. Hey, welcome back to Smoky Mountain Dogs, y'all. Another episode. YouTube. Here we go. We're going to talk about, briefly talk about Whiteboard. FRP. Fiberglass reinforced board. Right there. I'm just going to share a little bit of what I did, how I did the install, and little tricks that I used that might help you do your install. Before I get started, fan mail. Fan mail. Well, not really. My family members, they sent me something. Lego hot dog on a keychain. Yep. What else do I got? Hot dog pen. Signing all those bills. Because I owe a lot. And I'm not making anything right now. My number one fan. Check it out. Smoky Mountain Dogs. Established 2024. Hot dog. That's if I get it done in 2024. We may have to change that to 25. No, I'm just kidding. That was my fan mail. So let's get into some fiberglass reinforced panels. First thing I needed to do was decide how much I needed. I just measured out the square footage inside on my walls and my ceiling. This stuff comes in 4x8 sheets. I bought mine at Lowe's. You can get it at Lowe's, Home Depot, any other probably big box hardware stores. Menards if you're in that part of the country. It's about $43 a sheet, I believe it was, for a 4x8 sheet. It's pretty thin. I really liked working with it. It wasn't that difficult. I mean, I was kind of scared initially, but once I started working with it, it was fine. To do the ceiling, because this was so awkward, I went to Harbor Freight. I saw this online. Some other folks were using these things, but these things right here, they're like $17 a piece, and I bought 4 of these. So now I have 4, 5, 6 hands. And if you're holding something above your head, it's really awkward. So the more hands you have, the more successful you're going to be. So, but these things are really cool. They extend out. I think these go to like 100 and some inches, and then you fine tune them by just working it just like this. So once I put those up to the ceiling, I was able to hold this on all the corners, and I was able to use my hands, and it just made life so much easier. And I'll keep these for future use. I'm probably going to use them on that concession window whenever I open it up and get ready to install my shocks, because I got to have that at a perfect angle for when I install my shocks. So I'm going to continue to use them. If not, my buddy's got a pickup truck. I might be able to use them inside the trailer for stabilization when I'm going down the road, with my refrigerator and things like that. Now, the ceiling, I was really worried about just using glue on the ceiling and supporting it just right. And I thought, you know what, I'm going to screw the ceiling. So I went down and I looked for, it's very difficult to find screws with really big heads on them. So I found some sheet metal screws at Lowe's that had a really big head on them to really attach that to. I believe these are 1 inch, and of course nobody makes white screws anywhere. So I got crafty. I got some white spray paint, and I sprayed my own screws white. Worked out perfect. I experimented. I took my drill driver with my Phillips bit and I stuck it in the screw. And I tried to work it really hard because I wanted to see if I could scrape this paint out. Now I did buy a little bit more quality of white spray paint. I think this was semi-gloss, to match the fiberglass board that I was using. So I spray painted a bunch of these. Boy, were they helpful when I went to put that ceiling up and I used these screws. They held just perfect up there. I got some video of that. I'm sure you're taking a look at it right now. Cutting wise, I looked at a few different videos online about how to cut this stuff, and I was kind of freaked out a little bit. I said, you know what, I'm going to experiment. I tried the razor blade technique with a straight edge. No, throw the razor blade away. The whole scrape it like 50 times and then snap it. No. I just simply use my DeWalt battery operated small cutter here, and it's got a finish blade in it. That's just simply a finish blade, and it cut through this like butter, and it was a really nice cut. There was no splintering. It was just so much easier to do it that way. I was able to lay it out on my sawhorses on a piece of 4x8 plywood, and I was able to mark it and everything the way I needed it marked, and it just came out perfect. Another cutting technique that I used for it, remember when I put my plywood in there, I used a template to cut out my power boxes to the same size. Well, what I did was when I measured my whiteboard, I measured where my outlet was going to go. I simply just cut like I believe it's like a 1-inch hole. That gave me so much play, because if I measured this wrong, I had so much play inside this square that I had cut my plywood like this. I mean, I had a lot of play there. I didn't have to be precise. If I was to cut a square here, I'd have to be exactly precise on that square, or you know, my wood would show, or something would happen. So cutting a small circle out was perfect for me. I was able to put the boards on the wall, pull my wire through here, and then I got some video of that, I believe. I used my cutoff saw to go ahead, and it's a rotary saw, and I just cut the squares out perfect in there for my outlets, boxes to go right in. As far as the glue that I use for this stuff, I used a mastic to spread it on the walls. Use the smallest trowel you can get. I think it was a 5/32 trowel that I used on the wall. Very small notches. I bought one big bucket of mastic that's made for RFP, and I went through that complete bucket, and I had a few small pieces left to glue, and I thought, man, I don't want to go, you know, buy another bucket of that stuff. It's just going to sit around the house. I had some liquid nails laying around, and I did look at some videos online, and some people use liquid nails for the entire install on this fiberglass board. But I had a few tubes of this left, and I thought, well, I'm just going to go ahead and use this for the smaller pieces. This worked great. So the liquid nails work great. The mastic that comes in the big tub that they sell is also great. I've thrown them up there for you so you can take a look at what I bought. As far as transition pieces that I've purchased for this, I used this is an end cap. These come in 8-foot pieces, and you can get these Lowe's, Home Depot, wherever they sell this RFP. This is basically an end cap, and I put this around the ceiling. Made a nice finish around the ceiling, and I was still I had a few gaps here and there, so I went ahead and did some caulking up top inside the trailer. But I use this for my ends. Anytime I had an end that was unfinished, I just used this. The transition pieces between the two, again, you can buy this at the same place you get this RFP. It just simply went in like this, and then your second piece just butts in just like that. And just look at that seam. It just looks really good. I glued all the walls, so I have no screws on the walls whatsoever. This is scrubbable. This is gonna be clean. I mean, this is really good stuff. Health department approved. If you don't really feel like working with big sheets of stainless steel or big sheets of other materials that they make, that's harder to work with, this stuff truly is really easy to work with. As far as the transition pieces, I just use sheet metal cutters, and it just cut like butter. There is one piece that I did not have anything left to show you, which I wish I had a piece of it left, was the inside corner. When you put two pieces together on the inside corner like this, it basically works the same way. It's got a groove here, and then it sits on like this. I mean, it's pretty much self-explanatory. So you've got the end cap pieces, you've got the joining pieces, you've got an inside corner, and then you have an outside corner piece that you can also purchase. When I build my sink cabinet inside, You'll probably see me using some of those outside corner pieces to put that together. Safety wise, I went to just Harbor Freight and I got this XP100 NIOSH P100 respirator. Came with 2 filters on each side. This stuff is, it is fiberglass. So if any of y'all know of a little bit of chemistry, it probably contains some styrene, some benzenes. Anybody knows the whole zine family is not good, cancer causing, small particles in your lungs, not good. So I highly recommend wearing a respirator with this stuff. Eye protection, very important. One last thing I want to share with you is I have a pneumatic stapler that I used to put my trim pieces in like this. Once I got one side put in, I just simply took my stapler and I stapled down. It not only did it help hold the first sheet on the wall, having staples run down here, but I was able to bring my next sheet in nice and tight, and it held this in place for me. I used my stapler along the ceiling when I put my top mold across the ceiling. I used my stapler for that too. I wanted to be kind of brief on this episode. I wanted to cover whiteboard, or this RFP board, because I think it's pretty important. Don't be scared of it. I know it's floppy and flimsy. It is really easy to work with. Once you start working with it, they just go right on. Really simple. That's going to do it for this one. I will see you on the next one. Thank you again for all the support. Thank you from my fans. I think I'm up to like 5 subscribers now. Oh, shout out to Amanda, who is my #1 fan based on whatever that calculation stuff is on this YouTube thing. But shout out to Amanda. Shout out to my family for sending me these cool things. My daughter, love you, Caitlin. Thank you for the gifts.
Also, thank you to my son.
Hi.
Who married my amazing daughter-in-law, who's now the editor and who had the child.
Hi.
I will see you all next time. We're going to talk plumbing. I am all caught up, so I can start showing you some live stuff. I'm going to try to do some unboxings too, because I got a hot water heater, I got a water pump, I got a lot of things to tell you about the tanks and whatnot. And now I'm rambling on. So thank you for watching. Smoky Mountain Dogs out. Peace. Love y'all.